Hello and welcome to Thoughtful Thursdays with Pastor Kristin. We are here just a few days before Christmas and also on the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, the shortest day when we find ourselves in darkness for a lot of the day. And I think this day can represent what this season feels like for some of us. Christmas is not always the happiest time of the year. A lot of us are overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done or are missing someone we love and are having a hard time this Christmas. And maybe we don't even know why that is, that we can't quite grab hold of that joy and hope of this season. And that can be really hard because there's all this extra pressure that it's Christmas and we should all be, joyful and happy and celebrating. And it's not always that easy. No matter what it is that might be weighing on us. Sometimes it is hard to find that in the midst of whatever is causing us to have kind of dark days. And so on this longest night of the year, the shortest day, when we experience more dark in 24 hours than we do any other day of the year, I think it's a good day for us to remember that we have a light in our lives, in our hearts, that cannot be overcome by darkness. And we are preparing to celebrate the birth of that light. And so on this day when darkness seems to win, we remember that starting tomorrow, the days get longer and the nights get shorter. The light is returning starting tomorrow. Not only in our world, literally, with longer days, but we are just a couple of days away from celebrating the light that shines in the darkness and the light that no darkness can overcome. And so I wanted to share with you a few familiar verses from the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him, not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood or of the will of the flesh or of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. John testified to him and cried out, "This is he of whom I said, 'He who comes after me ranks ahead of me because he was before me.' From his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. The law indeed was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known." And so today we celebrate that light. We celebrate Jesus, the light of the world. And I have to tell you that there are a whole lot of great songs about Jesus being the light of the world. And as I was trying to practice them today, none of them either were in my vocal range or were chords that I could play on my ukulele. And so I did a little playing around with a song that I have sung here before that talks about the fact that we are the light of the world and are called to shine, and modified it a little bit to remind us that that light that we are to shine doesn't come from us. The light that we have within us is the light of Christ, who is the light of the world. With this song, you will catch on to what I did with the words pretty quickly, and you are welcome to sing along wherever you are. Christ is the light of the world. Christ is the light of the world. He shines, shines, shines in the dark. Christ is the light of the world. And so on this day, this longest day of the, no, not longest day of the year, longest night of the year, darkest day of the year, we celebrate the light of the world. Jesus, the light that has come into the world and continues to come into our world in a variety of ways. I pray that you experience that light today, that you find ways that light is shining in your world, in our world, ways that light shines in the midst of whatever darkness you might be struggling with, because Jesus is the light that no darkness can overcome. I pray that light fills you this day and that you are able to see light in a variety of ways. Remember that God loves you, and so do I. We invite you to join us for Christmas Eve worship. A reminder for those of you who worship with us regularly, we are not having worship on Sunday morning, as it is Christmas Eve, and we anticipate everyone joining us for Christmas Eve worship at 5 p.m. on Sunday. So no Sunday morning service, but we hope to see you at 5 p.m. for our Christmas Eve candlelight worship, and as we gather to celebrate the light that has come into the world. Have a wonderful Christmas, and if I don't see you, I pray that you know the hope, joy, peace, love, and light that Jesus brings this Christmas and always. Merry Christmas, everybody.